What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the Same Difference podcast.
Is this thing on?
Good morning, friends.
Good
Happy
morning.
Monday.
Good morning.
How are you? How was your weekend?
It was uneventful. I'm doing well. I'm doing really well. My weekend was uneventful. I did not do anything. It was cold. And I just haven't been in the mood literally to do anything. And because I'm on this like detox, that kind of eliminates a lot of stuff that you can do, so you can get focused on doing what you need to do. So
you're still doing your detox. You didn't wait till the new year. You just started right now.
It's right. It's like pseudo detox just because I've been like chit-chatting with people in my DMs, but I'm not like scrolling and just like on social media. I have learned through this detox that I get a lot of my news, like pop culture news, just regular news, from Twitter. So you know how much I love award season and award shows. Totally missed the Golden Globe nominations that came out last week. I don't know who's nominated for what. I don't know what movies I need to be watching. And I live for shit like that, but I have survived, right?
Okay. So did you do like your own, like nominate your own people, like who you think should have been nominated in whatever categories? And then when you do get back on social media, see how that lines up with what they came up with?
No, I mean, I don't know what movies are like in the running.
Okay.
So I usually can make a determination about who's going to win what if I've seen the movies. I don't know what movies are under consideration right now. So
okay.
That I missed that. Rihanna showed a picture of her baby.
She did?
Yes, and she posted it on social media, which is why I didn't see it, but I saw it.
Oh my gosh, I did not know that.
Yeah, I went to like people.com. So let me segue. The social media detox has been my way of getting news. So instead of actually being on social media, I'll actually go to a website. So I've been reading a lot of like Variety, People, Washington Post, all of the main like publications. So it's such a challenge. It's a challenge. Like my phone being in my hand and like me being a slave to my phone. But it's amazing what you can get done when you're not glued to your phone.
How's that been going? What have you gotten done?
Girl, the room I'm in right now used to be my bedroom. It's now my office glam room, and I flip-flop rooms.
You did all of that. You did all of that since the detox?
No, I did the room switch a couple of weeks back.
Okay.
3 weeks back maybe. And I've just kind of been moving furniture and just kind of putting furniture in different places to see how it looks. Oh, Luigi is taking a nap and he's dreaming.
Who he fighting in his dream? Not you fighting Clifford the big red dog in your dream, Luigi. Wait a damn minute.
Girl, I think he's just talking to somebody, because when he's fighting, he'll growl in his sleep.
Oh, okay.
It's so funny. But anyway, so my bedroom is finally like the way that I wanted it. It's a grown woman bedroom. It's very relaxing. It's very relaxing. It's warm and cozy. Like I just, my focus has really been making my house a home, and my bedroom is where I want it to be. Like the last 2 mornings I woke up and I was like, I love my room. I love it in here. So, again, part of this detox and kind of just putting my head down and taking a step back from, different things to focus on me and like my home and, going inward, has breathed a lot of life into my interior design like interest. So
well, you go, girl. I'm glad.
The crib is, even though I've been here for damn near a year and I've been living here, I feel like my place.
You ain't been there no damn near no year. You've been there since what? March, April?
February, girl. The end of February.
Okay.
Yeah, I got the email. Do you want to resign?
Oh, okay. So it sounds like with all this decorating, you're definitely gonna be staying put where you at.
Yes, ma'am. I'm here
Okay.
for another year for sure. But
Okay.
yeah, it's great. How have you been doing? How was your
I've been doing
weekend?
pretty good. No complaints, no complaints. I find myself doing the same thing that you were talking about, like you'll go to the internet and like actually read an article, which you know what? It was nice to read something other than Instagram.
For
Um
real.
and it was nice to read it and just like not feel obligated to like skim through the comments and like read other people's opinions and
That's what I
comments
love.
on certain subject matter. It's just like, oh, okay, I want to know something. I looked on the internet, I read an article, and I'm moving on. But let me tell you one thing I did look up. And I got a bone to pick with you, friend. Because we
Uh-oh.
sat on this here podcast last week and you told us about TJ Holmes and Amy Robach on Good Morning America.
Hmm.
Friend, you neglected to mention that TJ Holmes is a black man cheating with that white woman, Amy. You that would have been something to mention, and maybe why it's caught wind and taken over that network like it has. You left that detail out, friend. We gonna talk about it today though, because one thing I did
You know,
do is I did begin to read some articles online about Mr. TJ and Miss Amy. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
so my bad.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so sorry I forgot that tidbit of information. Um, yeah, girl. You know, he did. I don't want to say anything mean or derogatory, and I don't want to, come off, negative or like I hate interracial dating because I don't.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just like look, you want to cheat, but you done fucked up your money and your job and
Well,
your
not only
career.
that, it's not even just the money and the job. I think for me and a lot of people who are in the culture, it's just the fact that you're a black man with a good job, a black wife, black kids, and you
Prominent
have just
job. You are a
yeah,
household name. You are,
yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
going to say you're one of the most famous men in the world, but there's a good bit of the United States that's looking at your black ass every morning.
And it's like you just took your whole. It's like you took what we epitomize in just a black man with a good job and a black woman with a good job and their black kids, and you just kind of like toss the whole black family and aesthetic and everything that means to our people. You just like literally threw that shit down the drain. So we're going to get into it today. So what we're going to be talking about for our listeners today, we're going to talk about this whole TJ Holmes, Amy Robach, Good Morning America scandal, and just talk about different things like, rejection. Can you seriously date outside of your race? So let me just give the listeners like a little bit of background, a little more background. So TJ Holmes and Amy Robach are Good Morning America anchors who have now been off the air since December the 5th while the network is investigating the matter. They basically said, we don't give a fuck because they have been seen as late as or as recent as December 15th strolling into Capitol Grill arm in arm. So they basically both have said, fuck them kids, fuck that spouse, fuck that job. Like love certainly seems to be paying the bills over there.
They're doing the love wins.
And I did see like an article had like posted this tweet in their article, and somebody had tweeted and said, I'm telling my mom about the Good Morning America anchors who got caught cheating. And she was like, why is she gasping like TJ Holmes, our cousin or something? Yeah, because it's like when we see well-to-do black people, black men, especially with, a prestigious, highly sought after position, we do kind of feel like they family. Now, Amy has been married to her husband since 2010. They did announce a separation in August of 2022.
I missed that.
However, our cousin TJ, who's been married to his Congolese American wife, yes, African, okay, has
They were married in 2010 as well.
They were. So yeah, like we said, Amy is a white woman. He's married to one of us. He's been caught cheating. TJ has 3 children. One of them, 2 of them is from his first marriage to a woman who is Zambian American. from another African country, and one with his current estranged wife. So again, a Black man with a Black wife, 3 Black kids, and a good job. So this is going to kind of like lead us into our show today about dating outside of your race. I don't personally have an issue with people who date outside of their race, but it is beginning to seem, not even beginning to, it's been seeming like a thing to do, where these Black men get into certain positions or get a certain level of respect, or, you know, are of a different caliber, who don't seem to particularly care for women who are their same race. Now, I'm speaking specifically about Black men. I'm not talking about no other race.
You ask for a white girl. Get down, girl. Go ahead, get down. Hey, get down, girl. He's another. But
yeah. Made the song and did exactly the opposite of what he was singing about. But that's neither here nor we don't even have enough time for him on this episode today. We'll get it to you, sir, but not today.
Not today.
We haven't, I don't know who he is since College Dropout. So I really have to do a little bit of digging and research on him to even speak on the matter. But so like I know you had mentioned once before, it's kind of like a little sting, you know, every time you see, you know, one of us, and it's like, well, damn, what's going on?
So for me, I think, look, like who you like. I don't care about any of that stuff. I don't care about any of that stuff. I only care when the sentiment is I like dating white women because Black women don't, you know, do this, or you know, I like white women because they do this and Black women don't do that. I feel like anytime I hear about a Black man's preferences with respect to, you know, white women, it's always in comparison to Black women, and I don't like that. If you want to play in the snow because you like the shit. You know what I mean? Don't play in the snow because you don't like the way mud feels when it dries on you. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like that.
An analogy.
I think for the TJ Holmes and Amy Robach situation, I just think it's like super flagrant. Like, okay, clearly this has been going on for a long time. Y'all go together. They go together. They go together. They are a couple. Even when the story broke and they showed up to work for 2 days, they were there hand in hand. We are together. We have not violated any rules. You know, we've not we're not breaking the law. The only thing that they are guilty of is, you know, being dishonest, being liars. You know,
I'm sure that they're going to beg to disagree. Like, again, Amy did announce her separation from her husband in August of 2020.
Yeah, but why are you getting separated?
Yeah, that's true. TJ Holmes never said anything. And from the articles that I read, that his wife has been blindsided.
Everyone was cheating. Everyone was cheating. Period.
Yeah. And like I don't know if blindsided. I mean, honestly, if it was me, I'd be saying I was blindsided too. You know, I'm gonna need to be paid for emotional despair and public humiliation and all of those good things, as she should. However, just based on what I was reading, he has a track record. Okay, they had dealt with some things in the past.
Amy ain't the first piece of ass he done had at Good Morning America. Okay.
Well, they better hope it works out, because whether it does or it doesn't, like, is it going to be worth the public scandal as far as your career is concerned? And for you know, Miss Amy, you know, good luck, madam. Because while it appears that this may be her first ride at the rodeo, rumor has it that this is a common occurrence for TJ. So I read that back in 2016, he was rumored to be cheating with another ABC employee who was bi-coastal. So she worked for the network. She lived in New York and LA. And then she left the network. She got a job with the competing network, CBS, moved to New York, and TJ had, you know, their relationship, which is like, how can you even talk about a married man being in a relationship with somebody other than his wife? But their relationship, when she moved to New York, got more serious, and he had a key to her apartment, allegedly. Did you have a key to his house with his wife? It's the math isn't math. Okay. So, you know, while Amy may think like, I guess this may be a long-term thing for her. Oh, this is the other thing I read about it. So the article that I was reading saying that TJ's wife likely didn't suspect anything going on with TJ and Amy, because not only were her and Amy cool and
Girl,
listen now, it's historically friendly with one another. One of Amy's daughters is TJ and his wife's babysitter for their daughter.
For when they would go on double dates.
Bruh. Do you feel like how dirty you gotta be to let some shit like that just go on?
Wait, and the wife, TJ Holmes' wife, didn't suspect a thing with Amy because she, you know, she knew that he had messed around with other women. She knew that he was a philanderer. And I think she knew about the, you know, affair with the former
employee.
Producer.
Yeah.
So she wasn't thinking about Amy. You know, Amy's married, we're all friends. You know, your kids watch my kids. Whole time. She was over here sucking and fucking your man.
I mean, I don't know if she felt like, you know, that this black man, this habitual cheating black man is going to be different with her, but it just seems like maybe he was able to keep under these affairs. He was able to keep the affairs like under wraps publicly because the people he was cheating with weren't as visible or as known as Amy. But I believe his wife knew.
Well,
she ain't. I believe she knew. All I know is, Amy, don't be surprised when the leopard show his stripes. He's shown you who he is.
Amy left her first husband for her second husband.
So really,
she is a cheater historically as well. So I think this is actually a match made in heaven.
Well,
there is something thrilling about, you know, some sneaky shit, whether that's stealing, cheating, you know, pressing the doorbell and running, you know, there's a thrill there. And I think that it was equally as thrilling for the both of them. Amy know what she dealing with, TJ know what he dealing with. And I think that's why they are committed to being like, we're together, we're in lockstep. I don't care what anybody thinks about us. I think they've weathered enough storms as cheaters, as individuals, that they just don't give a fuck. We're together.
They got a lot to relate about, huh?
They have a close. What do the headlines say? They have a close friendship that turned romantic. They have great chemistry and a lot in common. Oh, please! It was yanking and she was tugging. That's what the fuck was going on. And
well, now one of the other Good Morning America anchors, Robin Roberts, she apparently found out about the affair and she like pulled both of them to the side and basically was like, "Hey, chill out." So
like a black woman.
Okay.
Should not have to do.
But has to do because cousin TJ don't know how to keep it in his pants.
Right there. I shouldn't have to pull your ass to the side and say,
right.
Come on now.
Right. So our good sis Robin.
And I know Robin was giving him the eyebrow like, come on, nigga.
Right. don't put us in this position. You know how to make us look.
Like through gritted teeth and under that breath.
Well, apparently she had took it upon herself to go to the network executives because she didn't want no type of sex scandal, no Today Show 2.0 scandal. And I think it was like, she seemed to be like looking into the future as to what could happen to our cousin TJ. So she basically laid it out and was like, what wouldn't be accepted, as they're saying we're dealing with the matter, what she wasn't going to accept as an anchor. Because I think at this point there have been talks about demoting TJ and Amy, but Robin vowed like what she wouldn't let happen is TJ wasn't going to be demoted or fired, while Amy didn't face no sort of repercussions and got to keep her same anchor position. Good sis Robin said, "Let me tell you what ain't finna happen." Okay.
Nope. They both have no, because she was busting it open. It wasn't just him. And I know they was in their dressing rooms getting it in on the clock. Like, come on, no, she is a guilty party, and they both have to suffer the ramifications. I was looking on usmagazine.com and just kind of reading the articles, and if you scroll all the way to the bottom, there's been like this little article that's been posted at the bottom for the last week, and it's like Amy Robach has worked hard for her money. Find out how. Don't try to make
right.
They're already working on the film.
Yep. Yep.
You know, this,
Yep.
you know, Amy Robach wasn't no victim. She wasn't no
Mm-hmm.
victim in the
Mm-hmm.
workplace. They're equals.
Mm-hmm.
They're
So
equals.
see, in the midst, in the midst of TJ being wrapped up in some outside pussy, he got his good sis Robin trying to make sure he isn't treated unfairly and the optics don't
Advocating
swing
for
in
him.
Amy's favor.
She is
Mm.
advocating for him, and he's in the wrong. And Gail King, she's on the, what is she, the Today Show? Not the Today Show, the CBS Morning Show. She gave an interview to Andy Cohen on Watch What Happens Live, and basically was like, you know, it's a big ass mess, and I feel
Mm.
bad for the families involved. And that's
Yeah.
where I'm at. Like, it's
Right.
one thing to go through a traumatic, devastating private family what should be a private
Mm-hmm.
family matter like that, but like, not only do you know, is your whole family and relationship crumbling, the whole fucking world knows that it's crumbling. So
Right.
like, it's embarrassment times infinity.
Right. Because like Amy's daughter, the one that babysits TJ and his wife's daughter, is at least 18. So, you know, at 18, you on social media, you see the headline. They're literally reading everything. Probably the only child who isn't privy to what's going on is TJ
The
and
youngest
right,
is
their
firm
youngest
as
child,
one.
which actually I think I read that she was born. Nah, she probably too young, but she knows something ain't right.
Well, her mom and dad aren't together.
Right.
So,
Right.
you know, whether she knows the details of why or not,
Mm-hmm.
that's the story. So,
Mm-hmm. It's like, you
you know,
know, if y'all wanted to be together, you know, and you had separated from your partners, you had divorced from your spouses, and um you then merged a relationship after the fact. But the way how y'all came into it in such a traumatic way for everybody else involved is like, is it really gonna be worth it though?
like, do
Like
y'all really
legit.
want to be together? Do you want to be
Right.
together? Do
And
you want
that's
to?
the thing. I think that's one of the things that the network is trying to figure out. Like, I've read that, you know, like the ratings for GMA, you know, it could be a good thing as far as ratings are concerned, because if the network says, well, these are two consenting adults who are, you know, privately dealing with separating from their spouses, and there's nothing wrong with them deciding to forge a romantic relationship. Yeah. But then what happened when they break up?
Mhm.
Because the network gonna didn't take flack for that. Y'all gonna be all in the news again. It's just a messy situation. It's a
Mhm.
messy situation, and I think like way back when people started to like really pay attention to the fact that in society in general, like these rappers and like some of these celebrities and socialites, they only seem to cater to a certain demographic, and the demographic that they're catering to aren't women who look like you and I. They're not women who look like their mothers and their sisters. And it's like, but once again, when y'all in the middle of hot water, look who's jumping in to save your ass. Our good sis Robin, trying to make sure
Mhm.
that, you know, you still get treated fairly in a situation where you're actually wrong in, but you're not the only person wrong. It's like the
Right.
black women have to keep coming to y'all's defense and y'all's rescue, but y'all don't even, like, we trying to make sure you get treated equal, but do y'all even see us as equal? Are we even worthy of your love, your time, your attention, your respect? Do we get any of that? What we got to show for it?
I'm gonna get back to you on that
Okay. Okay.
because I don't know.
I really do feel for both spouses on the opposite end,
Me
Amy's
too.
husband and TJ's wife, because to be going through something like super public, already be humiliated and angry with your spouse. But then it's like, you know, the comments on Instagram, they were saying so many people were like deactivating their pages because, you know, they would post something that didn't have anything to do with any of this. And it was like all people were talking about in the comments was, what's going on with TJ and Amy? When y'all gonna let TJ and Amy back on the air? Are TJ
Mhm.
and Amy gonna be together? Are they gonna get divorced from their spouses? Like, damn, that's a lot to have to deal with publicly. If you, and see, that's the thing about like when they say how you get them is how you will lose them. If this
Mhm.
man can allow his wife to be put in a situation, and her too, if she can allow her husband to be put in a situation that publicly humiliates them, if they ever got into something that, you know, they had to choose whether they wanted to come out on whatever end they wanted to, or leaving you hurt, sad, mad, depressed, what you think they're gonna do? They would do you the same way. This man has
Mhm.
written and read you know, in his anchor chair publicly, how he feels about his wife, how he's so much more of a better person, and his finances are better, his health is better, his relationship with his family is better. She makes him a better man and a better person at the end of the day. He gives to charitable organizations. He's literally said all of this on air and still done her the way that he did. So if he will do it to her, what makes you think he won't do it to you? He got kids with her. He done built a whole life and a family with her. Why you think you're going to be any different?
You know, it's so funny that you say that, because I was thinking, how come you know, men don't go, they always want to be a rapper or an athlete. And it's just like, why don't y'all go into acting? Because boy, y'all know how y'all be lying y'all motherfucking ass off. Like you just said, this man done been on TV and expressed, you know, his deepest love and gratitude for this woman, and was banging the the anchor the whole time. I want y'all to try out and be actors. I feel like I can take it all the way. The Golden Globes, Oscars, Emmys, y'all niggas can have it all, because y'all act and pretend and play the loving, supporting, faithful, loyal man so well. And y'all really don't be shit. So that's my contribution. I want to encourage y'all to go into acting, because it comes naturally to you guys. I think y'all should go for it.
I mean, like, I wonder, it's like, I mean, I think anyone, but I know women in particularly, like, if we go through a situation where we're cheated on, or we feel like our significant other doesn't give us the attention we want, or just doesn't see us how we want to be viewed in a relationship, we feel somewhat rejected. Like, what do you think about, like, have you ever dated somebody who made you feel like, well, damn, like, am I good enough? Like, maybe I'm not good enough to date this person. Maybe I need to, like, dumb down, or, you know, take less than what I really want in a partner or in a relationship.
Yes, I have dated someone that I don't want to say, I think dating this person chipped away at my confidence a little bit. And you know, hindsight's always 2020. It
Of
was
course.
him, you know, it was him that had the inadequacies. You know, it wasn't me. But you know, there were, you know, he was younger than me. So there was a bit of insecurity there, just because I was older than him. And, you know, when there is a certain age gap between you and someone, it is going to come up.
Okay.
I don't care how good the vibes are and how natural the relationship feels. When you date somebody, there's a timeline. And so for me, my timeline for marriage and having children was a lot shorter than his. And so, you know, I think we were great together, but in the back of his mind, he knew, well, there's a future that she wants, that she's looking for, that I can't provide to her. And so it made him very hot and cold with me.
So, but what that would have been something that was very apparent in the beginning of dating. Like, he knew the full well how old you were and what he wanted, if it would line up with, like, the time frame that you would have wanted the same things.
I mean, I think he really, really liked me. And then other people around him were like, okay, well, you know, she's got a few years on you. So, you know, like, you know, so for him, he started to think differently about the relationship. And, you know, then it just kind of started to fall apart, you know, once somebody planted that seed. And so, you know, I definitely, you know, we were on and off. So there were moments where I felt rejected, you know, more than once.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, like,
And then
what does that conversation sound like when you feel like that and you are in the middle of dating somebody? What does a conversation look like with them about how you feel about rejection?
I mean, in this scenario, he was like, I know you want to get married and have kids, and you probably want that in a few years. And I don't know that I am doing the right thing by trying to date you, because I'm not going to be in that space in that amount of time. And for me, I was just enjoying getting to know him, spend time with him. I knew that there was an age difference, but you know, this
It
was a
didn't
few
bother
years
you?
back. The age difference did not bother me, because he was grown as hell. You know,
Okay.
I'm 34, you're 28. You're grown as hell. So, you know, if you wanted to get married and have a baby within 3 to 4 years, you know, he would have been 31, 32. I would have been 37, 38. Again, not super he's not, he wasn't 25 dating a
Mm-hmm.
35-year-old, you know what
Mm-hmm.
I mean? And so basically when he had presented that to me, I was caught off guard because I hadn't even, we weren't even boyfriend and girlfriend at that time. We were just dating. And I was like, well, I understand your thoughts on the situation, but my response was, how do you know that I even want you to be my baby daddy or my husband?
Okay. So then if that's okay, now let me play devil's advocate. And no, I'm not taking up for these N words, but
I was gonna say, because you're on my team.
I am. But when you say, well, I don't even know if I wanted you to be my baby daddy or my husband, and you're dating someone, what's the purpose of dating them if you don't see those characteristics in them?
That's what he said. He was like, so why are you dating me then?
Hmm. And your
And I'm
response?
just and I'm sitting here. You know what? I think I'm just gonna go home. That
Oh,
was my response.
okay.
Because I mean, I didn't know what to say. I mean, I felt like I chin checked him a little bit when I said, I mean, I never said I wanted you to be my husband or my baby dad. And he's like, well, why are you dating me then? And it's just like, well, what the fuck, man? I'm just trying to date. Like, I just, I want to spend some time with you. I want to get a little action and shit. I want a booty rub at night. I want you to come through at night with your homeboys. I want to come over to your house when I get done kicking it with my homegirls. Like, if this becomes something, I'm sure we can cross that bridge when we get to it. But today, right now, like, I don't know how to answer you. So
See me, I'm the opposite friend. I ain't trying to do no booty rubbing, no action. I ain't trying to go to your house, and I don't want you coming to mine. I don't even want to do all that if I don't feel like down the line, like when you said when it, once we get there. No, I gotta see that we might even be able to get there. I don't want to do
no,
any of that because
I
I will
think
get
we had
attached and then like detaching. It's just too much. Like,
no. It was what we had going on was great. It was great. Somebody planted the seed in his brain, and then it kind of fucked it all up. So for me,
mm-hmm.
I went into protection mode. You're sitting over here, basically, you're like, well, you old bitch. Like, I know you want to get married, have kids in a couple years, and I'm not
Damn,
really gonna be
friend.
there like that. So in my, that's how it's coming through. So what am I don't know how to respond. Okay, so let's not talk no more then. You feeling weird about timelines and how you don't feel right being my boyfriend. Let's just not date anymore.
Okay.
And I fell back.
Okay.
And then it was no, I think we should talk and I miss you and yada yada. Oh, okay.
Oh, but we don't want the same things. Remember, sir, what we have to talk about.
Okay, so I know, you know, we want to date with intention, obviously, and you don't want to just be booed up with somebody just for the sake of being booed up. But it was a pandemic. I thought
Mhm.
he was cute. We got hooked up. We ended up hitting it off. So yeah, like when we went on our first few dates, I wasn't like, oh my God, he can be my husband and my baby dad. I wasn't thinking that
Right.
in the first few
Of
dates.
course.
But as we got to know each other and spend more time together and kind of roughed it in the pandemic like a lot of people, I was hopeful that it could actually be something. I mean, we was hanging tough. Like, we weren't boyfriend and girlfriend, but I mean, we was single, but we went together. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? Like, we
okay.
single, but we go together. And it was a good 7 months. So I was hopeful that it would go somewhere. Was I pushing for him to be ready for marriage and kids in the next few years? No, I was not. I was just happy that I had met somebody, a black boy who liked black women, who was tall, who had good taste in music, and was well mannered and nice. He was nice. He's cool. But like I said, men actors.
They be
So
putting on,
that
child.
is, it didn't last too much longer. But
Mhm.
yeah, the reason why I even entertained it is because of, I was hopeful. But
Mhm.
his reasons for being concerned and bringing up what he did was valid 100%. But again, I
I
went with the
wonder, like, how soon in, like, how soon in do guys know if they see girlfriend or wife material in us? Because if I say, okay, well, I'm only gonna seriously date, like, obviously I gotta go out with you, talk to you, interact with you, a few times or a significant amount of time for me to decide if I see husband, boyfriend, whatever characteristics in you. But if I don't, I gotta go. I gotta move on. I just wonder how
right.
how how soon in do they know that? And then sometimes it's like, even when they meet somebody and they're dating them or dealing with them, because sometimes men in their mind, they no longer dating, but they've met someone who has some benefits and they'll just tap in and continue to get the benefits, knowing that they don't want anything other than the benefits. Like, they don't want a relationship, they don't want a marriage, they don't see a future. It's just unfortunate that women kind of like, I don't know if it's because we don't have the right conversation early on, but it's kind of like it's like we're both walking down the path and I'm merging to the left, but you going to the right. And nobody's talking about the fact that our paths aren't aligned anymore. Like, I think a lot of times for me specifically, part of my issue is that I begin to feel rejected, but it's not because I didn't see the signs along the way. You were doing things, or you were saying things, or you were acting or weren't acting a certain way that could have told me, like, yeah, this is not going to be it. I'm trying to do a better
That's kind of
job.
my problem.
Yeah, I'm trying to do a better
Identifying
job
the
of,
yes early.
and when I see that early, I'm trying to do a better job of going ahead and disconnecting and moving on, so that I don't allow more time to go on, and then I begin to grow a stronger bond and I'm getting attached. And then when I do detach now, it hurts a little bit more because I held on for too long. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I felt rejected in that scenario. I felt rejected in many scenarios. I think the one that the rejection I hate the most is when you give, a not as cute dude, or somebody that's like, all right, when you ask a dude like your homie about his, a chick that's around, and he be like, she cool, but I hate when I give a he cool opportunity to somebody and then they get to acting funny, like, and then I have to, well, damn, nigga, I wasn't even really trying to fuck with you anyway. I was just being nice and just trying to give you a chance, and not be that girl. I was just trying to be open. And then they turn out to do some fuck shit. I hate
Do
that.
you feel like the older
Like,
you get, the more open you become to giving niggas a chance that you normally wouldn't in other circumstances, like if you were younger?
yes, only because I feel like when you chase the asshole who's fine as fuck, that doesn't get you anywhere. So,
True.
sometimes you gotta go, the corny nigga who's a square might be all right. There's nothing wrong with someone. No one's perfect. Okay. N- no, my man probably isn't going to be Damson Idris. All right. It's not going to be him.
Wouldn't be a bad
And
choice,
so,
but hey, just saying.
I mean, because woo, just give me 5 minutes.
5
They're not
minutes, man.
always
What
going to
you
be.
finna do in 5 minutes?
Look, we gonna make some shit shake, okay? Look, 5 minutes. Look, what they say. All I need is 4 minutes, maybe even 5. Like, I know that I now ideally I would love for my man to be tall, dark, handsome, well groomed, smells good, successful, loyal, trustworthy, not a cheater. You know, I would love that. And but sometimes you'll get all of those qualities and he might not be the cutest. He might have swag, he might have like a great personality and that might carry you through. But I have found that, you know, I tried to give a guy that wasn't like super duper fine, a chance. And he had like a tinge of swag, but it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough.
But did he have good
And
personality? Is that what made you just go with it?
great personality. We got along well. He was funny. Great conversation. He was nice. He was a nice man. Not as tall as I would like for him to be. But that's okay. I'm short as hell. So I really am not the person that's out here like with the fucking measuring tape. Like, oh, you must be this tall, right? Like, I mean, I do have a height requirement, but I'm just saying he was taller than me and it was fine.
Okay.
So, but I'm someone that gets the tingles. Like when I see something I like, I get the tingles, and there was no tingles there, but I didn't want to let the tingles drive me. So I gave him a chance, and then he got to acting funny and ghosting, and so then I'm mad because I'm like, I really didn't really like, I really wasn't trying to like fuck with you, but I was just like being, open and giving it a chance. Like my mom and my grandma, and my friends, you just got to give people a chance, Patrick. You can't just, you have to look for other qualities and you have to blah, blah, blah. I tried to do that.
Okay, so if somebody does, you meet somebody and they do have a good personality, how ugly can they be? Like if we talk about somebody being fine, like a dime, they a 10, what's the number scale they gotta hit if they, personality is there, you don't kind of meet some of the other aesthetic things that I would like, but how ugly can they be?
7.
Oh, okay.
You got to
Okay,
be a
that's
7.
fair. That's fair. So you meet somebody whose personality is a 10, but they're a 6.25. It's a no for you.
I just hope he's a 7, 8, or 9 elsewhere. Might happen. I don't know.
So okay, that's fair.
I don't know if I can do it. I can't do a 6.25 though.
Okay. Okay. See, me personally,
7.
I'm always a person that's really attracted to personality. I mean, not that I don't care about looks because I do, but like you got a dope personality. We might could figure some things out. I'm sizing you up, trying to see what adjustments I can make to, pull you up on the scale a little bit more. But how does rejection feel? Like for me, rejection at 36 versus rejection at 30 is not the same. It doesn't feel the same. It doesn't feel the same. And not because every single person I meet, I'm jumping into it like, oh, is this my husband? Oh, can this be my man?
Right, right.
No, but however,
right.
It's like, in the back of my mind, knowing that I do have certain things that I want, whether I want them with you or not, continuing to be, and not even that I'm getting rejected, but, I may have to push somebody to the side or to the back burner or discontinue talking to somebody just because I know it's never going to work, but it just don't feel
Clear
the
the roster. It sucks. Rejection sucks, and I've been rejected a lot. It's why I don't put myself out there. I think early on when I was growing up, men were always approaching me. Men all like I always. I mean, men still approach me. It's the type of man that's approaching me that's like, when I was, 19, 20 and I was in college and, old boy, with the caprice on the rims and shit, with the race car jacket and shit, when he comes up to me, he ain't shit. He probably got 3 kids, 3 baby mamas.
See, shit like that you didn't care about and it was cute when you was 20, 25.
Yeah,
10 years later, it's not cute.
He in the streets, and everybody like him, everybody want him, but he wants you. I love that. I used to love that shit. That was amazing. Okay, what you mean? What's up? You got something for me? You got a gift? I used to like that, but then like now, I would like to be in the club and see that same, man who's grown up 10 years older. The man. I want him to look at me still.
Probably ain't the man no more. Them kids running him bragging and crazy.
Well, that's the thing. Like it was cute to be approached and at 25. I enjoyed it. At this age, no, don't approach me with that. I don't, like cuz I can't do nothing with that.
Will you reject some? Are you rejecting people cuz like, meeting somebody at 25 and they got 2 or 3 kids is like, no thanks. But meeting somebody 10 years later and they have 2 or 3 kids, do you reject people if they have children, or is there a certain number that they can or can't have?
My preference is 0, but 2 is the maximum.
Okay.
2 is the maximum.
And what about baby mamas? If you got 2 kids and 2 baby mamas, is it different if you had 2 kids and you divorced?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Because you dealing with 3 bitches, me and your 2 baby mamas. When you was divorced, you dealing with 2 bitches, me and your ex-wife,
True.
And that's I feel like that's very like I don't want to have to manage my relationship with 2 other women and you and their kids. I don't want to do that. Managing our unit, our union, our relationship is enough. And then if we bring children into our fold, we've got to manage that family relationship. But you got your kids and 2. That's a lot. That's a lot.
So
For
what
me.
about Will you? Okay, so let me tell you, I was in Whole Foods.
What about you? What about you?
Okay, so I'm gonna answer the question that you just answered, and I'm gonna tell you about this experience I had in Whole Foods. So I also would prefer to meet someone who doesn't have children. However, I know that if I meet someone my age, that the likelihood of that is like incredibly slim. 36. A
Right,
lot of these
right.
guys out here started having kids 10 plus years ago. So,
Yes.
it's not unheard of, because I know plenty of women who don't have children. I have plenty of friends who
Right.
don't have children. And
Same.
I think that's something that happens more so now than it did, like, say, when my mom was my age. My mom was my age. She
Mhm.
had, two kids, a stepdaughter, and hadn't even had her last baby yet. So,
Mhm.
I think that things have changed and times have changed, and women have been a little bit more, not that they weren't then, but maybe more career focused. And so they put things like, settling. There's a lot of times to be settling for just whoever is in front of us or presented at the time to settle down and have a family with.
That's the space I'm in right now. That
Hmm,
like whoever
yeah.
comes my way and actually is really like about it, I kind of gotta go with it.
Yeah. Yeah. Whereas then I didn't have to. Um,
Mhm.
but I would prefer I would prefer someone who doesn't have children. I'm okay if you do have children, but it is a cap on it. I would like
Yeah.
I would say one. Two is
Okay.
I would hope you don't have two, but if you do, what that means is, if I accept the kids, if I accept the fact that you got two kids, you can't come and be a 5. You can't be a 6. You gotta be like 7.5. The personality gotta be up there. You can't be born
Yeah.
dry, short, and you got two kids. Sorry, it's a no for me. It's just a
You
no.
born you said born what? Short? You got 2 kids?
Boring, short, and you got two
Bo
kids. And you're a
boring.
6.5, as far as looks. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Like it's a hard pass. I'm
Mhm.
sorry, it's a hard
Mhm.
pass. And let's take the conversation a step further. I know what I'm bringing to the table. I know how I'm showing up in a room. I
Mhm.
know what a man, I know what kind of looks and stares I get when I'm outside.
Mhm.
So, if you don't have to have 70 shots of tequila to even withstand looking at me, I shouldn't have to have 70 shots of tequila
Mm.
to I shouldn't have to like beer goggle my way into liking you. Like,
Mhm.
oh, well, shit, girl, I was seeing double. The nigga was fine when I was seeing double. And then you wake up the next morning and you're like, did I really do that? No, I don't want to I shouldn't have to do that. If I walk in the room and dicks up when I step in the room, I feel like, panties are wet when you step in a room, my guy.
Mhm.
When I look at you, I need to be like, "Ooh, I cannot wait till we get up out of here." I don't have a little Hennessy and stuff. You know what I'm
I
saying?
wanna be
Like,
calling my homegirls like, "Child."
girl,
Mhm.
or hey guys, I'm cutting the party short. Gotta go. Like I men are very visual and they're very physical, and people tend to forget that women can be the same.
Mhm.
I'm shallow. I'm
Mhm.
shallow. I know me though, and I'm very self-aware, and I like my man to look like something.
So, let me
You
tell
can,
you what
your
happened when
man.
I was let me tell you about this story when I was in Whole Foods. Wednesday, Thursday of this week, I can remember. I'm in Whole Foods, minding my business. I'm actually listening to, I think I was listening to like Lil Baby or something. So I'm bopping down the aisle, okay? Picking out my good old healthy options, minding my business. And I was so into the music that I almost hit this guy with my cart. Tall, white guy, super handsome. Now, for me to say, me personally, I am just infatuated with black men. I love the look of a dark skinned black man. So for me to look at this white boy and be like, "God damn,
With the
you
fresh
fine as
cut and
hell."
waves, he smells like a little bit of oil sheen and cologne.
Girl, that chocolate skin, it just does it for me every time. But this pale Caucasian man was in front of me, and I looked up at him and I literally thought to myself, like, damn, he's kind of fine. Didn't think no more of it. I keep on bopping down the aisle, minding my business, and I get over to the meat counter. So I placed my order for the meat, and I was like, well, while they cutting the meat, I'm gonna go, because they had a long line. I'm gonna go, finish getting a few things. So I'm over by the almond milk and I see this guy again. So now he talking to me and he sees the almond milk that I pick up and he asked me something about the almond milk. Do I like it? Do I cook with it?
Well, I'm just making conversation at the grocery store.
And it seemed innocent. So I'm answering his questions. I'm not, I took my AirPod out, we talking. And so, I mosey my way on back to the meat counter. And then I turn around and he's there again. So, he starts talking to me again. I don't even remember at this point what we talking about. Because now in my mind, I'm thinking, what's going on? Sure enough, the man asked me, am I single?
He watched you walk away with you bopping to that little baby.
Okay. And he bopped his way on over and asked, was I single? Caught me completely off guard.
You ordered you some meat. He said, I got meat for you.
No, if I want that meat. But
you like yours well done, baby.
And this is the thing. Like I said, when I first saw him, my first thought in my head of him was, damn, this white man kind of fine. But when he asked me, was I single? I immediately was like, no. I literally told this man I wasn't single. But let me tell you why. It's just because I can't see. This is an attractive white man. He was attractive to me. Okay. Nice build, tall,
blonde,
spoke well. He had kind of like dark brown, not black, but kind of like really dark brown hair. He was just a nice looking man. Okay.
Abercrombie and model looking.
I just came from the gym, about to go home and meal prep looking. He was a nice looking man. But when I think about if I could seriously date a man, someone who doesn't look like me, I can't. I just can't. I want to have nice brown chocolate babies. I want to teach them about all the contributions that our people have made to this country. I don't know. Does that mean I'm too pro-black? Am I too for the culture? Because I won't. I just, like I said, nice looking man, was nice, good conversation. But if I would have told that man that I was not single and he would have asked for my number, I know I would have blown him off. I would not have answered his calls. I wouldn't have wanted to go on a date with him.
You saved yourself and him a headache. That's great. That's fine.
Is that wrong? Is that like, girl, what you doing?
So for me, if a tall Abercrombie and Fitch looking white man came, sniffing around, I like a good looking man. I like a good looking man.
But I've just never.
Do I want to be in a relationship and have, children with a black man? I would love that. I want to come home and say nigga freely. Okay. Nigga. Nigger. Like I want to say it all. I want to say, I just want to say it freely and not be like, oh shoot, shit. I can't, I don't want to, I don't. You have to be careful in your conversation and in your language when you are talking to and dating people of different races. Now, I've had some incredible examples of interracial relationships. I mean, that's pretty much what I know. But I also, like, black men, and I have, all the men that I've dated are black, with the exception of one boyfriend. He was mixed, but everybody I've dated is black. That's just, naturally what I, gravitate to. What I am hearing about women, black women in our age group, is that we are so hell bent on, the black family and dating the black man and having that black, father in the home, where, some women feel like we need to be a little bit more open. How come the black man is dating the white girls and the Indian girls and the Hispanic girls, and and they're meeting, dating, getting married, having families with these women? How come they do it and they don't have a problem doing it, but we do? What's our hang up? And so if I had $1 every time someone was like, you got to open up your preferences, I've heard that a lot living in Chicago. You got to open up your preferences. There's a lot of men around here you can holler at. They're not all going to be black though. So it's if you want to be with a black man and have children with a black man, that's fine. That's your preference. We all have them. Are you limiting your dating pool and your opportunity to find love and companionship by,
Maybe.
yeah, that's possible. I think, a white man that I don't want to say goes out of his way, but is interested in black women, they're always those are unique. They're always very unique to me. Because they seem, and I don't want to say that they're coming from a fetishizing place either. I just think that, you just have some white men that see black women and they into that shit. Like, this girl is fine. I like that she changes up her hair. I like how she, they like any and everything about us. She's strong. She's spicy. Oh, you're a firecracker, aren't you?
Yeah, but then you gotta go a little bit deeper than surface level, because for me, I would feel the same way if I met someone who was of a religion that was opposite from mine, like completely opposite, like totally different values. We don't pray to the same person. We don't believe in the same things. If I met a black man who had those religious beliefs that opposite from mine, I wouldn't be interested in him. Because then for me, the religion would trump the race. Same if I met a black man who was like a Trumpist, let's say. I won't even say red or blue or Democratic or Republican, but a Trumpist, I also would not be interested in them, because your political views would trump race then too. So yeah, I mean, I think it's okay to have preferences. Like, I'm just sitting here stirring in what I said. Like, is that wrong? No, I don't think that's wrong. I think it's just like, when we talk about like a scorecard, if you will, and on a scorecard, there are things of personality, looks, religion, politics. How do you want to raise a family? Some men, and because I've encountered this particularly in Atlanta, I have encountered men who do want to have children and do, want to have a family, but don't want to be married. Like, they still, I dated this guy, man, this was probably like back in 2019. We only went on 2 maybe dates, 3 at the most. But he basically told me that he wanted to have a child with me. He already had a child. He wanted to have a child with me, but he wasn't interested in being exclusive, and he was not interested in being married. And I'm no longer interested in you. Have a good day, sir. It's been fun.
Right, like, leave a message at the beep. What the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
That's weird. I've met a lot of men who don't want to get married. I met a young guy on Hinge who was married and divorced. And
ooh, dating apps.
Well, girl. Anyway, I asked him if he wanted to get married again, and he was like, he doesn't know. And so it's just kind of like, well, damn, like, I want to get married. And so, we have a difference but it's because he's been there before. He didn't do it right the first time, so he doesn't want to do it again. And it's just
but I mean, that doesn't mean that you should have to like put your aspirations on the back burner because his marriage didn't work out. Maybe you married the wrong damn person. Shit.
Exactly. I just I think that I would have loved it if you told him you were single and if y'all exchanged phone numbers. I think that would have been that would add some spice to your 2023. But
I don't want spice, friend. I've had enough spice. I done had so much spice, my tongue damn near burned off. I'm good on the spice. Give me a little more bland than that.
Just a little pepper on your salad, girl. That's it.
Now, those folks don't even barely use salt and pepper. He ain't had no damn.
What was he at the Whole Foods buying?
Nothing, from what I could tell. He was trying to see what the hell I was buying. The hell? He wanted to see what I'm going home cooking. The king, he come over for dinner.
Girl, you said you was ordering meat. He had meat to offer.
I was looking for lamb chops.
Ooh, I'm gonna make some of those for my Christmas dinner.
Really? Look at us. You're doing that? Oh yeah, that was another thing we talked about last week. Did you decide to go home for Christmas, or you sound like you're gonna be in? Okay.
I'm having a Christmas party, playing all the jams.
Who's invited to the Christmas party?
It's a party for one girl, Club PASCHA.
Oh, okay.
You've been to Club PASCHA before.
I'm about to say, I've been to Club PASCHA before, and it is a good vibe. Big vibes over there. Yes. Club PASCHA was a good time. Yes.
Hell yes. So that is what I will be doing. And everyone is okay. I know my mom is just a little bit sad, but I was talking to her about her Christmas gift. And her gift arrived. My dad's is on the way. And she was just like, I'm sad that we're not all gonna be together, but you are just such a sweetheart, Pasha. You are just such a sweetheart. Because like, I'm sending a gift. Like I want my parents to open something, I know I'm not there. I'm there in spirit and I'm getting y'all something for Christmas. So
Right.
I think everybody's gonna be okay. It's fine.
Yeah. I'm not going home either. I asked my mom, would she be upset or would she feel some type of way? She was like, no, I could rest. Okay, girl, say less.
See, look.
See it
Okay,
in
look.
February.
It's lit.
See you in February, because I do still have my brothers coming here at the end of December, so ain't gonna be but so much resting. I got to get up and entertain the two of them. So,
right.
But yeah, I'll be home. I have no Christmas dinner planned. I probably would do like I did for Thanksgiving and just eat whatever is in there, whether it's tuna fish or a pizza or whatever.
You are funny. Well, yeah, no, it'll be quiet. It's gonna be a white Christmas. There's gonna be we're getting some bad weather, sub-zero temps. So today I will be going to the grocery store to stock up because if you think I'm going outside, like Luigi don't even want to be outside when it's cold like that, and he fucking loves the outdoors. So yeah, it's just gonna be me chilling in my home, in my space, continuing to make it as wonderful as it has become.
Okay.
I just wanted to share a quick story about interracial dating.
Okay.
Before we go, there's this Indian man that took me out when we lived in Cleveland, and I knew very quickly that it was not a match. Like, there's too many cultural differences. There's a language barrier. Like, no, bruh, no. Well, apparently he got.
Oh, you just mean like the accent? Like it's hard to understand him when you say language barrier, because I'm sure he speaks English, but it's just hard to understand. Okay.
Yeah. And so I guess because I've had the same number since I was 17 years old, he says he got a new phone and was updating contacts, and he saw my number, and he remembered that he took me out, and so he's been texting me lately. And I'm like, why, God, like out of all the men in the world that be on my phone trying to holler at me, it's this guy. What is this? And so
and before you continue on the story, you better have the same energy for this story that you just gave me about this man at Whole Foods. Okay, because he might give you a little bit of that Indian spice. Go ahead. I can't wait to see how this going.
Well. This Indian man is very much checking all the boxes. Like, is she, pretty? Is she educated? Does she have this? Does she want kids? Can we discuss this? Blah, blah, blah. And he, is like, look, attraction and chemistry, all of that is great, but that's not going to sustain a relationship long term. I want to know if we can have conversations. And it's just like, okay, all right, yeah, you want to know if he's like, so, and he was like, I have opinions, and is it okay if I share my opinion? And I'm just like, well, what's the opinion? And he's like, well, I just feel like the Black community lacks a lot of structure, and like you Black leaders are corrupt and stuff. And
he said this to a Black woman. Wait.
Yeah, that he wants to date. And I was like,
it's a joke, y'all. PASCHA she just shooting the shit. She ain't being for real. I hope.
He wanted to have a serious conversation, and he wanted to offer his opinion, and that is what he started with. And when I checked him and was like, oh, no. You're not gonna condemn the community of which I'm from. You're not even a part of this community, so you can't really speak to what how do you know there's a lack of structure and that all of our leaders are corrupt? Like, how do you know that? And he says, okay, you don't want to discuss politics. Got it. And tried to cut off.
But that's not really.
Thank you, Joy. It's not politics. It's not politics. And what you were trying to do, Habeeb, was you were trying to test me, and you were trying to see, like, okay, because he tried it. He tried it. Okay. Now, I could have called him Osama bin Laden, but I didn't go that far.
Okay, but wait, I'm just confused because he said he wanted to discuss. I understand him wanting to see, like, make sure you're not surface level. Like, can he have a deep, thought-provoking conversation with you? But why would you start there on that button?
If we're discussing politics and you want to talk about lack of structure and corrupt leaders, you want to go for the Black community? We not even enough of us in political settings for you to make that sort of a statement. All these white men that then held all of these offices for all these years. What are you saying?
And then not only that, as a minority yourself, see, this is the thing. Like, a lot of times, this is what I was talking about earlier when people get into like positions of
so bad.
Right. It's like people get these positions, or they have some sort of esteem or respectability based on their career or whatever the case may be. And now you forget you also the minority, Mr. Habeeb. Because the minute that something don't go right, or they need a scapegoat, and it's you in a room with a bunch of white folks, it's going to be you. They're not going to have your back. They don't give a goddamn what your profession is and how much you know, how smart you are, what college you went to, or how much money you got in the bank. So for you to come at another minority and say, oh, well, this lacks structure. No, how about the structure, the construct that is what this country is built on isn't for anybody other than white folks, not Blacks, not Indians, not Hispanics, not Asians. Like, for you to be so, you know, are you okay? Is everybody like paying attention to what's around them? For you to get so much, this level of respectability that you perceive yourself to have, because people will still, how many times there are people who are minorities who, let's just take the healthcare sector, for example. You know how many Indian people, Asian people, Black people are, surgeons and physicians, and they have a white patient who tell them they don't want treatment for them simply because they are a minority? Do you think them people give a fuck about who you are and what you got? They don't. Just for another minority to speak about another minority in that way is just baffling to me. You're crazy. Well, you're insane.
Let's take it a step further. Your experience as a person of color in the United States is not going to be like mine because you weren't born here.
Mm-hmm.
You weren't born here. Mm-hmm. Yes, you are a person of color, but you are also someone that, is, oftentimes in the IT profession, in the health profession.
Right.
Like, these are high paying, great jobs.
Yeah.
But and two, you're more than likely an Indian man coming from a family of means in India, which is why you get to go to the United States to go to school anyway, because you come from a good family who can afford to put you through that kind of school.
Right.
Us Black people, Black families barely have enough to send their kid to community college.
Right. Like, and that's what I mean about, right. That's what I mean about, like, you have a certain level of esteem or respectability, likely based on your financial positioning. And so now you have all these opinions about all the things that Black people are doing wrong, and why they don't have this, and why they can't do that, and why they aren't here and there. And you're so short-sighted. It's sad that you would even open your mouth and let people know that that's really your way of thinking.
Well, and then to say, well, I want to have a deep conversation and see if we can discuss things, and then we actually
you could have discussed literally the president. You really want to have a deep conversation? You could have discussed Roe v. Wade and how women are being faced with the fact that they no longer have a choice over their own bodies. You could have discussed so many things that didn't have to do with singling out the Black community when you're on the phone or on text or whatever with a Black woman. That shouldn't have been a starting point.
Like, I don't even know. So, and I don't even know why he thought that was going to work out in his favor, or why I would be gung ho.
Oh, yes, friend. Tell me what you said. Tell me what you said.
I mean, I went in on him, and it's a lot to, say in the amount of time that we have. But let's just say that when I got real serious and was ready to have a deep conversation, it was time for me to calm down.
Friend, we definitely don't have enough time. We definitely don't have enough time. This man told you to calm down.
Calm down,
the conversation he wanted to have. The conversation he wanted to have. Now you need to calm down.
This is how I know that men, all shapes, sizes, and colors, are dumb. It don't matter where you're from, what you look like, what school you went to, what profession you have, tall, short, dark, light, polka dot. Y'all are dumb. Y'all are
Oh,
dumb because he tried to test me and have a hard conversation. And then when I was ready to have that conversation, now I gotta calm down. Okay. I'm keeping it calm, I'm keeping it cute, and I'm going on mute. I
okay,
literally
so old boy's on mute now.
I'm mute, and he's just gonna be texting the abyss because no, no. I mean, look, hey, I'm glad you got a new phone and your contacts updated and you came across me from 8 years ago, but baby, I wasn't interested then, and I'm certainly not interested now. And you don't get to say you want to have a deep talk and give your honest opinion. It is almost as if he wanted to make sure I have these opinions about Black people, and because I want to date a Black girl, I want to make sure it's okay that I can, like, have this opinion and say these things. And it's just like, no, sweetie, that's not okay. That's not okay. You guys have a lack of structure and corrupt leaders. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, that's why it's always weird to me when people date so far outside of things that, like, I don't know, I just think for any Black person, just, dating someone who is not Black presents challenges when it comes to matters like that and discussing things like that,
Mm-hmm.
because
Mm-hmm.
it's a talking point, at the company picnic for everybody else, but this is real life for us. This is not,
Exactly.
anything to be casually brushed over or have such strong opinions about something you really know nothing about. So, to be fair,
Nothing.
if a Black man you have been dating had asked you or said to you, I feel like it's a lack of structure in our community with all these, and there's also corrupt leaders and whatever else. What would have been your response if the person was Black?
Let's discuss.
Okay. Okay.
Because he's not making that observation as an outsider.
Mm.
He's making that observation as an insider and somebody who probably has a lived experience
Mm-hmm.
as a member of the Black community. Like, I could have said, hey, I have some questions about your culture. How come you make your women wear saris? Why do they have to wear their hijabs? Why do they have to wear all of that in 90-degree weather? How come,
Oh.
what tell me about Al Qaeda, and let's talk about all of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, how come y'all act the way y'all do?
When you put it that way, it's like my eyebrows raised. Like, did she say that? Yeah. Okay.
I'm,
Fair.
I'm,
Very fair.
I'm, but because I'm not a member of that community, and I was not born in India, and I literally don't know anything about India other than where it is on the globe, I'm not going to make such bold statements like that. There are
Mm-hmm.
people that live in India that probably don't have to wear saris and hijabs, and the women are free to do whatever and make their own decisions and marry who they want. You know what I'm saying? There is a world and culture and a life that is lived in India that isn't what I'm seeing on TV
Mm-hmm.
all the
Yeah.
time. So
Yeah.
I'm not going to assume that I know what it's like to be Indian based on all of the media, what the media
Right.
has shown India to be. And I think that, he probably in his mind meant well
Mm-hmm.
and thought
Oh, I'm
he was
sure.
getting into the meat and potatoes, and I just want to make sure we can watch the news and lay in bed together and have, stimulating conversations. Oh baby, yes, we can. But you went about it wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And now that you've yanked me into this, territory of deep conversation, now I gotta calm down and slow down, and we gotta,
Yeah,
you
that
know,
would have definitely
fuck
that
out of
whole
here.
calm down comment definitely would have rubbed me the wrong way, because it's like you asked for my opinion. You asked for the difficult conversations.
And
You wanted to discuss.
you
Yeah,
insulted my
yeah.
community. You
You discuss
insulted my
you
community.
Right. You wanted to discuss this subject matter. I didn't bring this shit up. I don't want to know when is our date? Where you taking me to eat? Do you know what I like to do? Would you like to know how my day was? God damn, have y'all even discussed, simple things like that when you date, and now you want to get straight to the hard shit, or what you perceive to be the hard shit, and you don't even know nothing about it. So,
He's
hey,
talking
if
about,
his
so did you
FaceTime
like
calls
what you
get
said?
ignored, or if he goes on, do not disturb, it's on him.
I'm not desperate to just, talk to some Indian man who reached out to me after 8 years. Like, I remember him, and he did take me out on a nice date, and he was cool, and he's very successful, and I'm sure I could live a nice life and never have to work again. But
Mm.
I don't want to. Not with you. I think we should go together. Do you want to go together? We should just be together. Like, sweetie, how, like, you don't, like, I know he doesn't get bitches. He doesn't have any socials. Like, the only thing, here's another, misconception and a stereotype that I could say. Indian men and Middle Easterners, the only thing you know how to do is go to school. You don't know how to do shit else. Don't know how to talk to women. Don't know how to have friends. You don't know how to do fucking nothing.
Wow.
Ain't nothing suave. Ain't nothing suave or smooth about it. I could go there. I could have went there. I could have went the fuck in on him. But give me my black man with the brush cut, with the oil sheen, and the hint of cologne. I want to be able to come home, and I want his big black hands to hug me, and I want to be like, "Oh my God, nigga," I just want to be able to say that.
And this is what falls.
And I don't know.
This is the problem with dating for me. This is what falls in my lap. The white boy or the Indian man who don't even know what he should or shouldn't say. He can't read the room. This is what I get to call my girlfriends about. These men.
Or the young nigga. The young nigga that's actually mad grown that really like you.
That's not even like. That's not even.
I don't want
with that.
The riff raff. Just and this is why I have retreated and put my head down and I'm just going to do me. And when I say do me, like, I'm literally doing me,
right?
Because it's too much. I'm getting too much bullshit. It's literally like I am striking out and I don't give every guy that tries to holler at me a chance, but the ones that I've been like, oh, let me see, I'm just like, oh no, never mind.
Right. Don't even get me started on the young boy. I don't know whose nephew said. I don't know why anybody's nephew thinks that I'm that not only their age but they're equal. We're not. It's not. If I had an experience with a guy who was younger than me and things didn't work out for reasons other than our age, maybe I wouldn't be as opposed to dating someone who was younger than me. But y'all nephews got to leave me alone. Like, I mean, I don't look like much today. It's a bad hair day. I got on my tail hat and I'm minding my business. But when the girl steps out and her clothes are on and her face is put together and I just look like my usual self, y'all nephews really think I'm their age. She's 36, boo. Move and leave
36.
Please move and leave me alone. I'm doing grown woman things. I don't have time to be hibbity hopping around the city with you and you don't even know what you want to do other than sit up in my face or be up in my house. Absolutely not. Please move around. No.
Like if your birth year starts 1990, hang it up. I don't
know the early 90s. Well, early 90s not bad, friend. Because if you were born in 1990, I'm only 4 years older than you. We're of the same age.
1990.
Okay, 1990. But after that, it's kind of like, what you doing? What's going on in your life? What you got going on? Because if it's not, most of the time, it's not going to match up.
I didn't given a young nigga a chance, in my day, and it's a no for me. It's just
I'm all out
a no
of
for me. Like, yeah, like it's like I talked to a young dude who was really trying to like be like he was on the whole you my Gab Union, I'm Dwayne Wade. He was fine.
What's the age difference between them, Gabrielle and Dwayne? What's the age gap?
10 years.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. Gabrielle 10 years older than him.
Yes.
I did not know that. But see, in their defense, the problem is
they're rich. They're rich.
No. I don't even mean in their specific defense. I'm talking about in the younger men's defense. They're actually approaching and stepping. They're saying, "Hey, how are you? I'm interested. Can I have your number?" The guys my age, crickets. Or they slide in my DM on some stupid shit. Some shit that just immediately would turn you off. The younger guys are the ones that's like, I want to take you on a date. When we going out? Why you playing me? Why you ignoring me? I've been at you for a minute. And then it's like, all right, let me get this little boy a chance.
It's literally been alive a minute. Get the fuck on.
And then you take me out and
can't
you
do
ask,
it.
you take me out. I tell you where I want to go and it's fine. You take me to the place, but you eating chicken tenders and then wanting us to go Dutch. Never mind. I'm done. Forget it. No more chances for me. It's over with. This is a big girl ride. There is may not be a height requirement. There is a height requirement, but even if you meet the height requirement, I need you to meet the age requirement too.
There's an age requirement. There is an age requirement. Okay. Listen.
Well, that's why
you're trying to get these Busch Gardens.
Okay, that's why a lot of people on my phone are blocked to the blickety block. I'm ignoring all of that.
Bye. I am a comedian.
I ain't even. Maybe I'll tell y'all next week, and I'll tell y'all the story about the do not disturb abuse. You know, when you put your phone on, like you busy or something, and somebody texts you and it says, you know, you got your notification silenced and they deliver anyway. Why are you delivering anyway? And all your texts say is what you doing, bitch. Obviously busy. The fuck?
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Trying to get away from you.
He's trying to get away from you. Well.
But anyway, friend, this has been a long episode, but it's been some good combo as usual. Per usual, you've been the best co-host.
Went off on some tangents, but that's all right. That's what we're here for. So, what's on the docket for your week this week? What you got going?
What I gotta do this week? Nothing. Just work's kind of busy. Airbnb's kind of busy because it's like going into Christmas week, so a lot of people are traveling. So yeah, that my birthday is this week. Wait, is that my birthday?
Hey,
I just think, wait, is my birthday this week? It is this week. My birthday is Thursday. I would very much like to be left alone. I may take myself out to like lunch or dinner or something like that, but I don't have any plans. And that's pretty much it. Yeah. What about you? Not going home for Christmas, so you're gonna be home all week. Just okay. Are you chill? Are you? Are you working all week?
Yeah, I'll go to the office tomorrow. Home Wednesday, office Thursday. Maybe I don't know. You know, it's like the end of the week, and Christmas is over the weekend, so they might just be like, just stay home all week. All week, whatever. But yeah, it's a quiet week for me. I'm gonna make sure I'm in the gym.
Okay.
Make sure I'm not on social media.
Okay.
I'm gonna get everything I need for my Christmas dinner.
Okay.
And even though I am on a detox and I am not supposed to be drinking or anything like that, I am gonna have me some Christmas wine.
Okay, girl, do your thing. Have a glass for me because my fast doesn't end until I think my last day is the 29th. So
yes.
Tip something for me.
I will send you a picture. I will send you wine glass emojis on your birthday.
Okay, friend. Well, I will talk to you next week, girl.
Right. Merry Christmas to all of our listeners. Happy holidays.
Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Happy Kwanzaa. Happy New Year. Happy birthday. Happy anniversary.
Yeah.
All of that. Okay. All of that.
Happiest.
Yes.
Happiest of birthdays.
Make sure you guys listen. Once you finish listening, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Same Difference Podcast. Yes, subscribe the Same Difference Podcast on YouTube. Make sure you rate us on all platforms where you're listening to us on the podcast. And follow us on Instagram, The Same Difference Podcast. And you will be able to also find our personal pages. Tap in with us. Keep it cute now. Okay? Keep it cute. And we will see y'all next week. Bye. Bye.